All right, drum roll. I think we're live. Says live video is starting. Whew. All right, I think here we are. Awesome. If you happen to be around for the live or even the replay, let me know that you can hear me okay in the comments. Just say hi. Let me know where you're watching from, and we will move forward. So let me just double check this is working. If you're watching live, let me know in the comments and say hi. Let me know where you're watching from. I just like to make sure that it is working before I keep talking, because I don't like talking to nobody. Let's see, I'm pulling it up on my phone just to double check. Welcome, guys. All right, it looks like we're good to go. I think the comments are, there we are. Okay. A bit of a delay on the comments when I use my computer, so it is what it is. Hi, Lauren. Good to see you. Thanks for jumping on. Whew, it's been a day. I've been talking to people all day, and so I wanted to make sure I got on here today because I told you guys yesterday I would go live. So I want to talk about a few things, and yeah, no, it's been good. Been good. I had my coaching call this morning where I coached my executive trainer students, my chief executive trainer students. They're already running six-figure businesses, and now we just get to work on streamlining and profitability and growth and team leadership, all that good stuff. And then I did a bonus little surprise bonus, I like to call them, in my academy group, where I went over kind of troubleshooting the sales process and seeing where things kind of break down so that they can improve their process and make more sales, right? Work with the right people. So if that sounds interesting to you and you want access to that training, put the word sales in the comments and we'll start that conversation and see if that is something that would be valuable to you, and that kind of thing. But what we're here today is to talk about is the pillars of really building a profitable, sustainable six-figure dog training business, and making sure you're able to have the impact that you want to have and the life that you want to have beyond dog training. And that's what I want to dive into. So if you're new to the group, my name is Ines McNeil, and I am the founder of the Modern Dog Trainer. In this group, you'll see loads of conversations, resources, links, videos, articles, ebooks, to help you guys navigate dog training business ownership. And in some of my programs, I like to help people reach six figures, with kind of some roadmaps, some strategies, some techniques that I'll go into in a little bit. But for today, I want to dive into what are the three main pillars that I help people through to get to six figures with ease, without burning out, without too much overwhelm. Starting a business is always a little bit overwhelming, but it definitely helps to have your hand held with other people there to support you. So tell me in the comments if you have ever kind of wondered, how are you going to quit your day job if you have sporadic new client inquiries, right? Sometimes you have three, sometimes you have none, you don't really know where they come from, or you are reliant on other people to give them to you through referrals. If you have ever wondered, like, how are you ever going to take a weekend off when all of your clients want weekend availability, right? They expect you to be available on the weekends because, they work 9 to 5. So they want to work with you when it's convenient to them. Or tell me if you have ever, wondered how you could sell a 4-figure program or service if people are already complaining about your existing prices, right? Or price shopping, basically. I think that's really, really common, and it's something we're going to dive into in just a few minutes here. So let me know in the comments, make sure you can hear me okay. Let me know the sound is coming through okay, and there may be a delay on the computer. Oops. Awesome. All right. Here we go. So one of the very first pieces that I help students through is really finding out what the big picture vision of what they're creating looks like. When I start working with somebody, and this is me too, you just kind of dive in, you just start thinking about, well, what kind of, business structure do I need? And, where do I get clients? Should I run an ad in the directory? Should I run an ad on Facebook? Should I comment in a group? Should I put an ad in a newspaper? So there's all these little minute details that you really get caught up in when you're first getting started that it's really important to pause and take a step back and look at what it is you're creating to begin with, right? So if this applies to whether you've already been in business full time and you're just kind of flying by the seat of your pants, or you are looking at creating your business from scratch, you're working for somebody else right now and you need to create your own business to get out there, right? And help more people. So what you really want to start thinking about is what that, destination looks like. What is it that you are creating? It's not just hopefully another job for yourself. It hopefully is something that's going to have a huge impact within the community, something that's going to allow you to give back to the community, give back to dogs in some way, shape, or form, maybe allow you to go on hikes with your own dogs more often at your leisure whenever you schedule it in your own schedule. So you really want to start by looking at what is it that you're creating, keeping that end in mind so that when you do work towards building your business, you know what you're creating and you know kind of the structure that you need to create for yourself, right? Number two is making sure that you have a client generating process. So when I first start working with people, a lot of people rely on referrals, and they just they've done maybe a little bit of networking with other trainers and they kind of just get new client inquiries randomly and sporadically, and there's no real control over that. Sometimes you are in one week you might get 3, another week you might get 0. And so when you don't have that client generating process and marketing system in place to generate new clients for yourself, you're very reliant on other people, or just the courtesy of other people to send you new clients, or the courtesy of Google to show your name to somebody that's searching, right? Or maybe you're really reliant on spending money that you don't have on ads to generate new client inquiries. And maybe those clients are just not really ideal for you. They're not, really aligned with you personality wise or energy wise. And so when you don't have that process in place, it really can be detrimental to your growth. It can make you feel like you're not going anywhere, you're just kind of spinning your wheels. And being clear on what that process looks like for you, and how you can utilize existing platforms and places where people are already hanging out to find ideal clients is really, really important, without spending money, of course. A lot of the things that I teach, I never start you out with ads, right? Because in my opinion, ads are something that you could do in the future when you really understand what you should be saying in your marketing content. So if you're running ads and you don't really understand the full lead customer generation process, then you may be wasting a lot of money, right? You may not have that whole system optimized, and there could be more efficient, freer ways to acquire clients. And then pillar number 3 is making sure you're actually selling something that's profitable, right? You don't want to be just treading water. You want to make sure you've created something really intentional that your clients are going to value. They're going to understand the value. They're going to want to pay for that value. They're not going to nickel and dime you for every request, or be penny pinchers, because they see the value that you have to offer them. And so that's something else that you really want to consider when you're building your business is what is it that you're selling? Who are you selling it to? And how is it really going to impact their lives, right? And this is going to be important because it allows you, when you prioritize your own profitability over just volunteering your time, right? If you wanted to volunteer, you could go to the shelter. When you start a business, you have to be profitable. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to pay your own bills, right? So what you need to do is really make sure that you're selling something that makes sense financially for yourself, for your business. And that in turn allows you to turn around and be more generous, right? Like you can be more generous with clients because you're going to have the time and the financial resources to do whatever you need to really give them an amazing experience. Or you can turn around and volunteer your time, right, to people or organizations that really need it for free. um, and so you have to take care of yourself first in order to be able to then turn around and give that energy, time, help, expertise in a way that makes sense for you. I see a lot of students when before they start working with me, they are extremely generous people. I mean, we got into it for a reason, right? We want to help people. We want to help dogs. That's absolutely noble. But if you want to do it for free, go volunteer, start a nonprofit, go that route. When you start a business, you have to prioritize making sure that it makes sense financially, right? Because it's going to support you, and it's going to either empower you or not empower you to show up in the way that you want to for your clients. So you have to feel fulfilled based off of not only what you're doing, but also what you're earning. You have to be happy with what you're earning. All right. So let me know, how would your life change if you knew when and where your next client was coming from every week or every day? How would your life change if you knew you were going to be getting basically a daily new client inquiry on a regular basis, so that you didn't have to worry about where your next client was coming from? You wouldn't have to worry about somebody else's generosity and sending you referrals. If you wouldn't have to worry about spending money on ads, hoping that somebody will bite and call you and want to talk to you. If you knew exactly where those next clients were coming from and knew that they were going to be ideal clients, right? That they were not just somebody that just found you off Google, doesn't know anything about you, but really people that really know they want to work with you and are willing to drive however far or fly however far to come and work with you. I think that is something that a lot of people don't realize that is possible. And it's something that my clients get to experience all the time. It's really, really fun to watch. And that's the other thing is when you have the right systems in place, you're able to attract people that want to work with you, right? They are not looking on Google to try and find anybody that's around and available to help them. They already know that they like you. They already trust you because they understand what you have to offer. They've seen you, they like you, they trust you, and they want to work with you. I think that's really important part of the marketing process that you have to have in place in order to find the right people to work with and people that are willing to pay, 4 figures for a program. And that's often overlooked, and it's not something you can establish through just running ads or just through referrals, right? Because even referrals do not really know who you are yet. So yeah, so these are some things that we work on with students in the Academy program. And I wanted to bring this up today because we're making some changes. New year, new changes. We are kind of streamlining some processes. Yeah, so Shani says, I have clients that sign up 3 weeks before their puppy comes home to make sure they have a spot. Exactly, because they know you're the best. Shani and I have worked together before. You're the best. They want to work with you. They want to get in line. There's a wait list. They're excited. They're not looking on Google for just anybody. They want to work with the best, right? And so they do whatever they need to do in order to get their spot in line to work with you. Those are the kind of people that we want to attract, right? And work with, because they're going to value your time and your expertise, and do what it takes, right? They're going to do their homework. They're going to pay your prices, and they're going to have a wonderful experience because of it, because they're fully committed to working with their dog and getting the best results for their dog, right? So anyways, new year, new changes to the Academy program. We are just making some structural changes, and one of those things is we're removing part of the lifetime access that we currently have available. So if you haven't actually heard about the Modern Dog Trainer Academy before, here's your chance to learn a little bit about it. It's where we work together to build your six-figure dog training business based off of your own preferences, doing whatever you like to do. It's not a cookie cutter program. We're just here to give you strategies, techniques, templates, examples, and help you build it for yourself, right? Because no two businesses are going to be alike. And we work with people all over the world, not only in the US or Canada, but also in Europe, South Africa, Australia. And so you're able to use the techniques and strategies that we have to piece together something that makes the most sense for you, right? For how you want to run your business, because no two people have the exact same personality and goals and desires, right? You all have your own goals. And there's more than one way to get there, right? So there's not one singular path to building a six-figure business, and so we just help you figure out which path, we just help you figure out your path, right? Based off of your own preferences. So we help you build out, ideal client profiles, so you really understand who you want to work with in particular. We help you build out your marketing process using our clicks to clients process, so that you don't have to waste money on ads or waste time on networking or trying to go meet all the local veterinarians. That you don't have to do any of that. There's a really quick social media strategy that we implement, and it's totally organic, natural conversations. It is not spamming, it is not ads, and yeah, it's really awesome. And we teach you how to do that so that you know exactly when your next clients are coming in the door. You know exactly what to do, what to post, what to say in order to attract the right people to your business and find those ideal clients that want to do the work, that are not going to be penny pinchers or price shoppers, so that they can find you and want to work with you. You have to be visible, right? And then so many other things. We help you design your services so that it makes sense for you. If you don't like teaching classes, we're not going to tell you to go teach classes. If you don't like private lessons, we're not going to tell you to go do private lessons. There's many ways you can go about helping people with their dogs, and we help you find the best way for you. Let's see. So many things. So all of the things that we work through in the Academy program, they have helped people and students hit, 5-figure months very, very quickly, reach your 1, 2, or 3-year goals within months or weeks instead of years. People are often really surprised at how quickly they can really reach those insane money goals and get their business up off the ground really, really quickly, because they just know exactly what to do. We kind of clear the fog, clear out the confusion, and give you the roadmap for exactly what you should be working on, when to work on it, and how to kind of start answering your own questions to make some massive moves. Students have moved to their dream homes, bought their dream cars. I have students that have upgraded their cars to like Lexuses and Teslas and Mercedes because they value a really comfortable and safe ride as they go about their business, as they go about to their clients' homes. I think that is a really valuable investment in your own quality of life, especially if you're out on the road a lot as a trainer. we have clients or students that bring on new team members to really help them grow their businesses. They're hiring assistants to run emails and marketing for them. And they just feel more confident taking time off in general. They know they have the systems in place to continue moving and operating without fear that they're going to come back to just silence, right? So several students have actually had to take time off for surgeries or medical issues or emergencies, and they're able to come back and know exactly what to do. They get back into the groove of it. They've got new client inquiries waiting for them. So having the kind of the security that that brings to your business is really important. So anyways, January is the last month to get in with lifetime access to all of the things we offer in the Academy program. I'm going to go ahead and put the link to the Academy program details in the comments so you can take a look at everything that we go over in detail, everything that's included. And if it's something that you're really interested in having and going through and having that kind of support, you get one-on-one support from my coach and, group coaching from me, and, loads of support in the community. So if that's something that is going to help you really greatly accelerate your path to six figures this year, then definitely take a look at it. Start the conversation with us. We want to know where you're at, if we can really help you. So that next step will be to really fill out an application. All right. I will be around to questions. If you guys have any questions about the Academy, feel free to post those in the chat. Otherwise, my team will be following up with those that have filled out an application, and just make sure to get it in before the end of January and start that conversation to be eligible to have lifetime access to all the things that we're including, because that's changing in February. All right. Thank you guys for hopping on and watching. I know it was a bit more spontaneous than usual. I usually give more of a heads up, but this day was a little busy. I wasn't quite sure when I was going to squeeze this in. And yeah, I will see you guys next week.